we're doing another episode of Viewer Tattoos today. I guess just basic viewer tattoos. Nothing too crazy.
Alright, so this one is from Sabrina. It says, "Hey, Remy, love your videos and your professionalism to describe a tattoo into details. I have tattoos and I share this is the last I had a bit over a month ago. I would really love to hear what you think.
Be careful what you wish for.
Is part of my design I made in relation of a road traffic collision I have been involved 2 years ago while riding to work. Still healing. I'm looking forward to see your new video. I'm actually watching you now on YouTube. Thanks a lot and keep up your great work. Sabrina from London." And so, here we go.
So, I wonder if they're like in bed watching it right now. Looks like this was taken in a bedroom.
Yeah, probably.
Right? It's got this kind of dark lit kind of glow to
like
it.
PJs in the background. They're just like, I'm going to send mine to Remy.
So, right away, I don't understand how this thing correlates to like a road traffic collision or something, but I guess it could be like a phoenix or something. I don't know. It doesn't look like a phoenix.
Yeah, like the phoenix rising. I just don't get it for a road
but
traffic
then, like,
collision, but
what
to
does
each their
that
own.
yin yang have to do with?
I don't know.
You know, like what? I mean, everybody has their own meaning for their tattoos, and they'll almost never make sense. But at least this one is original. Usually, when you get those kinds of stories, it's that same like lion pocket watch, like. And then the lion has green eyes because my mom had green eyes,
Yeah.
or like, you know, these kinds of things. Like, oh, the rose represents my grandfather.
The,
or, you know,
the watch is on the time that it happened, and
yeah.
I just didn't want to forget.
So you get credit for that. To go into the bird, it looks pretty crispy. Like the feathers look pretty sharp for some reason.
Right.
I'm not quite sure why.
They're very scaly.
There's so much going on in the scales. Like, this probably took forever.
Right.
And like, it would have looked better if it took less time.
I think it's really well lined out. Like, the scales are like really nicely lined. I just think it's a lot.
It's a visual assault on the senses.
Yeah. And as I'm looking at it, I'm wondering if maybe like black shading in it would have maybe softened it a little bit, like some like whipped out black. Maybe it would have softened how harsh these scales are looking in this blue.
I mean, overall, the composition is dark enough, but it's dark enough for the wrong reasons, I think.
Yeah.
Like, all the lime weight just kind of gives it this contrasty, like, sharp, edgy kind of look to it. But, like, when I'm looking at lime weights, I always think, like, where is the sharpest part of this tattoo? And that should have been in the claws and the beak. And it's not. Those look like the softest parts of the tattoo, where the softest parts of the tattoo should have been in the belly of the bird.
Right, I agree with that.
And the wings could have been a little bit crispy, but like overall, it's strange to look at because the bird looks very, very armored. Almost.
Yes, he does. I
like
think
you
that's
might
a really good descriptor.
Cut your finger if you rub
Armored.
this thing. You know what I mean? Like, you get like a sharp cut. So. And then in the tail feathers, I like what they did, but those little swivels that come off, the little worms that are coming off the tail there, they look like they were just unfinished, like they just kind of gave up. Because like everything else in here is pretty much full color, and I feel like those things should have been yellow or something to give this thing more
like
balance.
Maybe incorporated some more of the other colors that are in the picture. Like there's yellow and blue and red, and these just seem to be red with like a little bit of blue. And then some empty space.
And I also think that the way this thing was placed, it kind of looks like I know it wasn't, because you could tell this was the same artist that did this. Just the overall small, like, close lines everywhere give it away that this was the same artist. But that mandala yin-yang thing, it looks like it was there before, and they just kind of stuck the bird underneath.
Tacked it on together.
Yeah. So it doesn't look like it's part of the same design.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure it is. So it's just very confusing. There's too much information here, and it would be more impressive visually if there was less information.
I agree.
But I like the bird overall.
Yeah, I don't think it's like poorly done. It just could be better. So the next one is from Tanner. It says, "Hello, here is the first 2 session of my freehand tribal / calligraphy abstract leg sleeve. Oof. We'll send a finished photo when the whole leg is completed. Hopefully you can appreciate how it is being put together. Thanks for the episodes. They are fun to watch. Take care. Peace and love from NS. So...
Well, I'm glad people are enjoying watching the show. I hope they're not put off by what I think of some of these things. But,
oh, yeah. This progress shot of the drawing of the leg is really cool to see.
Yeah, well, it gives you an idea of where they're going, too.
Right?
Yeah. But, like, this stuff I like more than, like, the soft geometric mandala stuff because, like, I think it's a little bit harder. I always think that those things can have almost like an elevator music type feel to them.
Oh, yeah.
Where you're not really seeing anything because it's just too tame everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
This has got all kinds of edginess to it built in. And it's just got a sharper look to it. It's nice and dark next to the negative space. It really does prop up how black this is. If you were to make this whole leg, for example, black without the negative space in there, the black would still be very, very sharp, but it wouldn't look as dark in contrast to the negative. My only thing is, like, I would want to put a color in here, like red or blue or something. You know, I could see getting a full leg sleeve and going, yeah, but it's not finished, though.
Right.
I know it is technically finished. It's just...
You would want so much more.
I would want to do more with it, and that's my problem with all of these blackwork designs that include lots of negative spaces. I just feel like it's skirting over the areas, and I want to cover all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want that leg sleeve to be finished, and to me, leaving that much negative space it's like half finished. You know, with how integral the negative space is here. With that said, the negative space, the natural highlight is going to be brighter than anything else that you put with it. So I do appreciate its use.
Yeah.
It's just not for me stylistically.
Yeah, I really appreciate how, like, the black is, and, like, the lines seem to be really, like, smooth and well done. And like technically how difficult this tattoo would have been to execute. Like, I think all of that is really cool. I'm curious, like, you know, I would want to add some, like, gray shading behind parts of it just because I like that kind of style.
Yeah, I don't think that'll come into it here, but I would be doing something more. I think there's a couple words in there, but I'll never be able to tell you what they say.
Yeah,
You'd
or
need
maybe
him to
it's
tell you.
just the illusion of words. Who knows?
That's the way it goes with pretty well any custom script. The only person who's going to know what it says is the tattooer and the person getting it.
All right. It's true. So this next one says questionable tattoos, and it's from Trevor. It says, I'm fully aware that these are shitty tattoos, need to get them redone, but may I present to you the knee slapper and the coolest of all beans, Terry, Jerry, and Larry. So let's start with the beans.
I mean, I don't know what needs to be redone. They look like they are what they are.
Right? They're like poorly drawn beans with sunglasses.
Well, I mean, they are what, like, I know what they are.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And, like, they're funny little beans. Like, how do you improve upon success?
Right?
You know? Like, this is pretty well...
Perfectly fine. My question right now is, why is there a cross there?
That's
like, are they like worshiping beans, or like?
I think it's just like
little holy roller
I want
beans?
a tattoo, but I don't like pain. Like Trevor, like the shop rat.
Yeah,
right.
Just gonna get a bunch of tiny little tattoos everywhere.
It's like, what can I get in about 37 seconds? And that's the cross.
I have $20. What can I get?
Yeah, except I just think some people, they just want a taste, you know. It's like, I don't want a whole lot, but like just a little bit, and then they end up with these kinds of sleeves.
Or I have my own tattoo machine. Let's experiment.
Then it's also like, to me, it's like with these things, like, what is the best result? Like, what are you gonna do to make that like, it's always gonna be a bean.
Yeah, no, it's just a funny little bean.
And same thing for this next one, this slaps knee. I mean, the only thing about this that you could really, like, you could maybe fix that K, and you could probably bolden up that N, but, like, what is the point?
Yeah, I mean, it's hilarious. It's just a little, funny little script.
It's going to be the same joke whether it's told well or not, right? Like, I mean, it is what it is. Like, what's the best you can do with this? Make a new tattoo over top of it? I don't know what else you would do. It's not like they have a botched portrait of Elvis or something here.
No.
That, where you're looking at it and you're like, that doesn't look good.
Or like a shitty rose on their leg that needs to be redone. No, this is exactly what it is.
Yeah, I feel like bad tattoos don't need to be done well. They need to be done how they're done,
Yeah.
and that's what makes them special.
They just need to be a bad tattoo.